I am a stroke survivor in her 50s, and I have decided that I'm going to start a YouTube channel. Why? Much to my teenager's horror, actually that feels quite good. A little bit, tiny little bit. I need to find inspiration to do different stuff, to have a little bit of fun in my midlife, to push myself outside of my comfort zone for sure. Absolutely, I think this is when the most growth happens. So this is kind of my challenge to myself. It's great to have something that your teenagers really hate, and so that's kind of a little bit fueling me, but also something that I raised with a few people I support in my business, and they thought it was really intriguing that I was starting a YouTube channel, and they wanted to follow along too. They were inspired by it, they thought it was a good idea, they've thought about doing it themselves so many times but have never done it. So I decided I was going to do some research, I was going to find out what works, what doesn't. I was going to share all of those tips and tricks here, but also in all of that, while I'm doing it, I'm also going to be pushing myself to do things I wouldn't normally do, and that is getting in front of the camera. So I am also thinking about the whole empty nest thing. At the moment, I am helping my eldest daughter go through the whole university thing, searching for a university and all the challenges that that brings, but it's kind of made me realise actually it's not going to be long I'm going to have an empty nest. So how do I deal with that? So that's one of the reasons as well that I want to give YouTube a go. It's something where I'm going to wear a hat a lot, I'm going to have tatty t-shirts a lot. This is me, real life. What is it they say? Better done than perfect, and that's exactly what you're going to get with me. This is a personal thing, and I really want to share things. I want to share discoveries, I want to get people inspired. I'm going to get people who follow me on a business level to follow me on a personal level and see what goes on behind the scenes, see what I do in my life, where I go, what I get up to, the place in the world that I live, and everything so amazing and beautiful about it. And I also want to just share a couple of tips that I learned from the people that I work with. I work with people who are experts in their field. They know so many things, they are massively knowledgeable, and they want to share all of that and get more customers through running retreats. And that's where I come in. I help them run their retreat to a point that they boost the amount of customers they have, all of that good stuff. Now, these are people who are dealing with CEO, C-level stuff on a really amazing corporate level, and they help people lose weight, they help people deal with the menopause, they help people with their stress reduction and understanding how they can manage their trauma. They have illness recovery tips, so particularly for me as a stroke survivor, that's really important. And also, you know, midlife, we are going through so many changes, midlife crises, the empty nest syndrome that I've already mentioned, feeling like we have no motivation and we're not inspired, that we're a little bit down in the dumps. The people that I hang out with, the people that I help on a business level, they are so knowledgeable in how to deal with these things and how to cope with it all, and steps that we can put in place to deal with our own individual issues. And I want to share some of that. I don't want to keep that to myself. I want those experts to come forward and actually talk about what they do and how they inspire people and advice they might have to give. I also want to share a little bit of the messages that people that I work with have to share. Many of them are running lifestyle businesses. So this is a business where their life comes first. Their personal life absolutely comes first, and the business is the thing that is second. I think that's so important to highlight because so few people do this. They absolutely put their business and their income and their everything else first, and unfortunately their life, their personal side of things and fun and everything else comes second. What do people who I work with, what do they have to share? What inspirations can they give for others? You know, what tips can they share that can really help you with your own story? So it's sharing their stories, what motivated them, what inspired them, what kind of lifestyle business they decided to set up and why, and what they would do differently maybe if they had to do it all over again. What angle would they launch at? You know, even to the point of, have they run a YouTube channel? Are they really good at that? Have they found some amazing tips on their journey? Would they like to share any of that? This is stuff that I'm trying to hunt out. This is stuff that I really want to learn about myself on a personal level, and I want to share that with you. The thing is, I wasn't really going to do this until, so I have a business club and we were chatting about nothing to do with YouTube. It's a business club. It's to do with running retreat events. It's also to do with running glamping businesses and getting guests and all that kind of good stuff. And we were talking about YouTube, and I was sharing the fact that I'm actually going to be starting this channel, or I've been thinking about it. And I was kind of half expecting to be laughed out to the room, kind of, why are you doing that, Sarah? Why are you focusing on that? Why aren't you, making it a branded business thing? Why is it all personal? Why is it about midlife? Why is it all about all of these other things? And actually, I had the complete opposite. People were really intrigued. They really wanted to learn more. They wanted to apply it to their own journey. They wanted me to share tips of things that I might learn along the way and things that I might be able to inspire others with. So I thought, well, it sounds like they kind of want to get involved in it. So what am I going to do to make this manageable, to make this something that I can do regularly? I'm going to put it into bite-sized chunks. It's going to be small videos, it's going to be small little messages, it's going to be small tips, tricks and everything else. I'm not going to get myself all done up. I'm not going to put my makeup on. I'm not going to wear really nice clothes and go to lovely locations. I'm going to be in my back garden when it's windy. It's going to be imperfect, and it's just the way it's going to be. Because if I'm going to be able to do this, if I'm going to step up and share, and if I'm going to be able to make this happen, then I cannot put a barrier in the way. If it's perfect, then it's just not going to get done. And I think in a way, I want you to realize that this is me as I come, as, on my bad hair days, wearing a hat, on my good hair days when I'm feeling a bit better, whatever it might be. This is me with my brambles and my uncut hedge in the background. This is me with, sun going on my chin and probably looking really bad on camera. And I apologize for all of that in advance, but that's the way it's going to be. And yes, I'm going to use, that's so funny, my gimbal just went nuts. So, you just don't know. You just don't know what's going to happen. Your gimbal might just go crazy. It might start spinning, and that's just the way it's going to be. So, yeah, if you want to follow me, I'd really love you to follow me on my journey. And also, if you want to follow along, so if you want to do your own YouTube channel, if you want to do your own stuff, if you want to start from scratch and maybe learn a few tips along the way, things that have worked for me and what hasn't. At the moment, I've got 10 subscribers. Yay! Thank you so much, the 10 subscribers who are coming along for the ride. And, I don't care that it's 10. I don't care if it was just like one. One is amazing. 10 is even more incredible. I just want to inspire people to do something similar, to do whatever that might be, to do something that will be amazing for them and to make them feel like they're achieving something, even if it's only tiny, even if it's only a tiny thing. But as I said, if you are looking for something perfect, if you are looking for something polished, this is not the place to be. If you are looking for something that will inspire you to do something and to accept that life is imperfect, and it's important to show that to people so that they realize that everyone's the same underneath it all. I think it's so ridiculous when we watch things on YouTube and we watch people in life and we think that they're more perfect than us and that they have this amazing life and they have this amazing lifestyle and we can't ever achieve that. It's kind of outside of our reach. I don't believe it is. I think it's in everyone's reach. Imperfect is perfect, and that's where I am, very much so, in that band of imperfectness. And if you want to come along for the ride, I'd really love you to subscribe and like this channel and, see how I evolve as this progresses, see what happens as I go. And it's going to be really funny going back over the old videos and seeing how really awful they are. But that's all okay. And I challenge you to follow along and do the same thing. I challenge you to step outside of your comfort zone and do something amazing. And, let me know in the comments below what you're thinking of doing and what you've always wanted to do and what this has maybe inspired you to do in the future. And certainly if you're like me and you're in your midlife and you're thinking about, okay, I really need to maybe give my life a bit of a kick and do something different, have a bit of fun, tell me what you're thinking about. Maybe ask a question. What would you like me to cover? What is it that you're curious about in your life? Ask me a question about that, and share a little bit about what you're thinking of, and tell me what you'd like to find out about, because I'm really curious. I'd really like to know about you. So yeah, add it to the comments, and add it to the comments. I'm really looking forward to hearing from you. And me and my crazy little gimbal are going to say signing out.